Hi there, Internet Associate. It's Anthony, and I'm about to watch another episode of The Walking Dead. So, this is Season 3, Episode 10, Home. One of the main things I'm looking forward to seeing this episode is if we're going to see Daryl again, or if, he's actually gonna be away for a little while with Merle. Like, I'm wondering how long this whole thing of Daryl and Merle just leaving together is going to last. I have a feeling Daryl will be back pretty soon, but I don't know. So I hope to see Daryl soon too. But let's get into it. This is The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 10, Home. Hey Rick, how are you? I know you've been going kind of crazy lately. Just checking in. Uh-oh. She's just gonna keep on being further and further away. You didn't even lock it back. Oh, that was Rick, and she's just seeing Rick standing out there by himself, looking crazy.
So no retaliation?
What would that get us?
I need to go see them.
You're right about that, though. That wouldn't get you anything.
I'm not fit to lead these people.
Wow.
You all.
This guy... Oh, wow. I was just about to say, this guy is saying all the right things right now because he definitely has done some terrible things. He's not fit to lead these people, arguably. You could actually say that because he's been able to do all the stuff he's done, he most definitely is fit to lead them. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, he's saying all this stuff. I'm like, wow, do you really have that much self-awareness? Like, I guess, I mean, like I say, he's not that bad of a guy. He's just, the world has kind of made him clearly a little crazy, it seems. And he's been doing some terrible things, for sure.
Certainly not about... You choose your friends in the prison, I'd understand, but these people need you.
For some reason, I just don't trust that he's really thinking all this, though. I feel like he might have an ulterior motive. I don't know why. I just kind of don't trust it. Like, I mean, Michonne killed his daughter in his eyes. I feel like he's going to want some retaliation for sure.
Get me over to that prison.
You got shelter, food.
Ain't gonna be no damn party for me.
Everyone will get used to each other.
That's a pipe dream, Daryl.
What?
He won't be expecting it. We'll sneak back in and put a bullet in his head.
Not assassins.
You know where his apartment is? You and I could end this tonight.
Glenn is ready. Oh my gosh.
You didn't know you were coming last time. And look what happened. You were almost killed. Daryl was captured. And you and Maggie were almost executed.
Okay, but that's not the right order of events, though, to be fair. I mean, he and Maggie were already there, and that's why they came. But yeah, Herschel still has a point, of course.
We can't run.
I mean, those are two very close people in her lives, and they have very different philosophies about how they should move forward right now, so it must suck to see them arguing like that.
We'll stay.
Because I count on you. And not just for your expertise, but I consider you a friend.
Thank you.
We've definitely been seeing a very human side of this guy this episode.
Me too.
I counted on Merle as well.
Oh, uh-oh, where's he going with this?
He'd take a bullet if I needed him to. Would you?
It's a really random observation, and it's always been there, but I've always liked the camera quality of this show, how, like, it's kind of, it's grainy. It almost has a little bit of an older feel to it. Like, it feels like this episode was, produced like 10 years before it actually was. If that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it, but I like the feel that it has to it.
Did you see him leave? Yeah. Who was he with?
Yeah, like they must shoot on like 16 millimeter film or something, because it definitely just gives you that feel of like Like it's so grainy. It gives you that feel of like, you know, older shows. And when I say older, I mean like, you know, maybe like 90s or whatnot, early 2000s. And I feel like that really kind of lends itself to the whole dark, gritty feel of this show. I don't know why I'm just randomly thinking about this right now. It's just something I can't help but notice.
Maggie, you need to talk about it.
I do, or you do.
Ooh.
What is it?
Came up behind me, pushed himself against me, put his hands all over me. He slammed my head down and bent me over a table. What could I do?
Dang.
Go away.
Dang. And see, that's one of those situations where, like, sometimes in life, you really do kind of have to step back and think from more of a place of, you know, empathy than like exactly what your first emotion is on something. And it's okay to obviously feel your emotions, but you should take into account how other people might be feeling about a situation as well, and, you know, address it with that in mind. And it feels like in this situation, Glenn has been completely thinking about how he feels about all that happened and everything, while, yeah, in a way kind of disregarding or at least not paying that much attention to, you know, how Maggie might feel about this, given the fact that it actually happened to her. And that seems a little contradictory because he's the one that keeps on trying to get her to talk about it. But at the same time, it's not like he's, like she said, it's not like he's doing that. He might think he might be meaning to do it in a way that's to help her. But like she kind of alluded to, it was more so just for himself. So, I like the subtlety of how they like had a situation like that, because I feel like you don't always see that type of things play out like that on a TV show. But that's a really like real life sort of situation and reaction to that kind of occurrence. So I really like that.
Said Oscar was the thief, that you were in here for pharmaceuticals.
I didn't want y'all to think I was a violent man.
He said that's what I was in here for. Doesn't mean I haven't done some other
What
stuff.
Are you saying? You're in here for a toy gun?
Believe anyone could be so stupid and get away with it. So
Wow.
I turned my brother's house upside down, found his 38, said it matched the description. There you go.
Oh, so he was just totally lying
I don't even know how to use this damn thing.
for an understandable reason.
Yeah, wild animals getting wild.
So, baby.
Come on, why don't you just piss in my ear and tell me it's raining, too? It's the sound of a couple coons making love, sweet love. You know what I mean?
What? Yeah, these are people for sure. What's going on? Are they giving birth? Oh no, wait. Not giving birth. What's happening? Why are you laughing? So Rick and them aren't the only people with a child. A little small child. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, he's done. Oh. Thank goodness for Daryl. This man just came out like the superhero right at the right time before that guy got his leg bit off. Look at the fundamental difference between Merle and Daryl, man. Merle does not want to help these people at all. Daryl is a natural born helper. He just cares about humanity. I'm scared Merle gonna end up shooting one of the people. Merle gonna be like, I said speak English, boom. Leave them alone, Merle.
Slow down, Beaner.
Oh my gosh.
That ain't the least he can do is give us a enchilada or something, huh?
Man, I don't like this guy.
Does it, senorita?
I know he's your brother, Daryl, but he's a terrible person. Thank goodness Daryl stepped in. I was worried he'd let Merle do it.
Wash your hand because you're a simple-minded piece of shit. Yeah, you don't know.
And what?
He did the same to you.
What in the world?
That's why you left first.
So they got
I
beat?
had to, man. I tried to kill that black bitch. Damn near killed a Chinese kid. He's Korean.
Oh, finally. Okay, so that was some very interesting insight we just got on their past right there.
With Daryl gone and Rick wandering crazy town, I'm the next in charge.
What are you proving?
Glenn feels like he just has to step up. Yeah, it sucks. It's like in a situation like this, it'll never just be peace, you know? It's like, it's not like I said, even though that guy said he wasn't going to mess with them, I still didn't completely believe it. And obviously Glenn is going back to mess with him. It's like, if only they could just leave each other alone now, you know? But obviously it's not easy at all. That's not an easy solution. I just can't imagine being a baby and then growing up in this world. Like, this is just how things always are for you for your whole life. I wonder if this baby is gonna grow up throughout the course of the show too, because that'll be cool to see. Like this baby, you know, going to be like 7, 8, 9 years old or something. That would be really cool. But it's like I said, I can't imagine growing up in this world. It's like they're not, instead of learning how to ride a bike, they're learning how to stab a walker between the eyes. Like, that's just a crazy way to grow up. It's like, at least someone like Carl had a childhood first, but at least the baby doesn't have anything to compare it to, so maybe it wouldn't be that bad to them.
We need you now more than ever.
Well, if you're so worried about him, you lead.
Come on, man.
What are you doing out here?
But I mean, I know Rick's going through a lot. But I hope he can step up. Rick is so lost. He's waiting but doesn't know what he's waiting for. He's looking but doesn't know what he's looking for. And the things he does see aren't even really there.
He had a real money problem.
What kind of problem?
He didn't lend me any.
Wow.
One
This guy's a
time
real
that
comedian. Whoa, yep, is that him? Yep, the governor. I knew it. I knew he was gonna come. Oh man, that was surprising. Oh, she's using him as protection from those bullets. Man, it ain't enough ammo to be wasting bullets like this, man. It's petty. Who is this? Oh no, I don't like the fact. Wait, if the governor smell. No, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Herschel was right. They should have left. It's like, man, why can't we all just get along? I blame Merle for all this, honestly. I mean, like, not solely, of course, but dang, if Merle hadn't just gone and kidnapped them, none of this would be happening. Oh, there were walkers. They just totally corrupted their place. Not cool. Weaponizing these walkers. Yes. That walker needs to get him. Oh, dang it. Glenn is like, what has happened? Dang, how do you feel now, Glenn? That's gotta suck, man. Glenn, like, dang, Glenn really made a total wrong call here. Ooh, that was so close to getting. Yes, Daryl. Even Merle's coming. That was a nice little reality check for Rick, wasn't it? I wonder if he's still gonna be hallucinating. Dang, man, I wish Michonne had just killed the governor then and there. Now that man just came back with a vengeance. Like, jeez, man. Okay. I mean, I knew that he wasn't going to just be letting it go like he was saying to Andrea. Water under the bridge. No, it's not. Like, he lost an eye. He lost his daughter in his mind. They messed his whole place up. They just disrespected him. They caused unrest in the town. In the governor's eyes, he's like, no, this can't go. he had to retaliate. So of course he was going to retaliate. And yeah, it was a tough decision to determine. Do they stay and fight back? Do they try to get the jump on him, or do they just leave? Leaving, I guess, was the correct decision, you know, like as Herschel suggested. It seems like, I don't know, I mean, it's one of those things where in hindsight, it's super easy to say, yeah, that seems obvious. But it also, I can see where Glenn was coming from and wanting to get the jump on him. I mean, obviously he kind of underestimated him, thinking that he wouldn't be expecting them yet and that he would just be laying back for a little bit before he went on to them. And yeah, and I guess them staying there, they just weren't, like, they just were not ready for that. Man, that was so surprising when that guy was telling the jokes and they just blew him open. Once again, there were some red flags for his death this episode. Every time somebody dies, they have an episode where, like, as an audience, you kind of connect with them a little bit more than you had before. I thought maybe it was that, like, they were just trying to have him, like, you know, opening up to Carol for, like, a love triangle type of thing or something. So I was like, maybe that's where they're going with this. But no, they were having him say all those things, like, you know, reveal that he used a toy water gun and all that stuff, or a toy gun, and that he hadn't even known how to use a gun. He just said all that just to kind of make him a little bit more endearing, make us get to know him even better. And be like, wow, this is kind of a cool guy. And he's telling a joke and everything. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of starting to like this guy. Like, and just when not that I didn't like him before, but before I was pretty neutral about his character. But there were some moments this episode where I was like, okay, I'm starting to, like, enjoy watching his character on screen. I'm starting to like him. But every time you get that thought, you might as well just be ready for that character's head to explode 2 seconds later, because that's how they roll on this show. And this guy just got blown. And that, I mean, it's like, it's always, it's so surprising. And I'm like, why am I even surprised at this one? I need to, like, just constantly be ready for every single person to die every single second I'm watching this, because you could be watching it and everything will seem fine, and then literally less than a second from while you're just sitting here thinking everything's fine, somebody has died. And that is, oh my goodness, how many times does that happen? It's like you're just never ready for it. So yeah, I mean, this was a fun episode. I mean, fun would be a weird word to describe this one, right? But it was a very enjoyable episode. You know, we saw Glenn, you know, having to kind of step up because Rick and Daryl were gone. And so, you know, he was trying to kind of, you know, be the leader in this case. And, you know, I really, really like Glenn. I think he's awesome. He's an awesome character, an awesome person. But it was kind of an example of not everybody's cut out to be a leader, or at least not naturally. I am sure that with, you know, time and practice, Glenn could become a great leader and whatnot. But so, because I don't ever like to say somebody's just not naturally able to, I mean, somebody just will never be able to do anything. So the word cut out might not be the best way to put it. But right now, it just goes to show that what Rick does is not easy at all. Making these decisions that Rick makes is not easy at all. And, you know, I mean, Glenn in this case kind of did definitely make a pretty bad decision that Rick probably wouldn't have made in deciding to just go out and try to get the jump on that dude. And like I said earlier, he was kind of thinking from, like, you know, just a complete perspective of his anger towards that guy. And, you know, first of all, he wasn't thinking about Maggie as much as he could have, and you know, her feelings in the whole situation. He wasn't thinking about, you know, just kind of the logical repercussions that could come of that. And so it kind of sucked. But I mean, like, at the same time, I feel bad for Glenn that, you know, that happened and he felt like he had that responsibility and kind of this ended up happening. So I hope that Glenn is able to learn from that and, you know, become even stronger now moving forward. So another parallel that I just thought about that's happening here in this episode is that both Rick and the governor are now at a point where they've lost someone or something that they care about a lot. Plural, really. They've lost multiple people and things that they care about. And we're seeing both of them kind of dealing with and coping with that at this point in the season. Now, most of Rick's anger is going inward in a way, like, you know, going into himself, affecting him inwardly, causing him to have these hallucinations, you know, appear to be crazy to everybody, you know, and Rick is trying to, you know, figure out how to cope with this. But I mean, he's having a tough time. He's hearing dead people, seeing dead people, like not making any coherent thought when he's talking to someone else, like that conversation that he had with Herschel. And then we got the governor, over here, most of his anger is going outward. And, he's, now he's like, okay, well, they just did this to me. I'm about to go back and murder all of them and, ruin everything that they have going on. And in some ways, I guess it's understandable that they're taking a different approach to these things because, the people that Rick lost and things that Rick lost were often to walkers, which is more of a result of just the world and everything. Whereas the governor kind of has a more direct thing that he can point at and be like, yes, these people invaded and, she killed my daughter and all that, stabbed me in the eye, everything. And when I say killed his daughter, I mean in his mind, since obviously his daughter was actually already dead since she was a walker. And I'm sure he's lost plenty of people to walkers before. But I'm talking about this specific situation and how he may be looking at it in his eye. These people are what ruined everything, so I will take it out on them. And so, so I can see the difference there, but it's still just very interesting to see, how evident it is that these guys are both leaders that are being placed in similar situations, dealing with similar stresses, but are kind of handling things in very different ways. And I've talked about how it feels like the governor could be a logical progression to where Rick is going, or Rick could be a logical progression of even where the governor is going. Who knows? They feel like two people that are on similar paths, but maybe just, are kind of taking different courses. I don't know if that's the best way to say that, but yeah. So, and it feels like throughout this whole season, they've kind of been on a similar course, and we've been seeing the parallels between how each of them handles being a leader. We also learned more about Daryl and Merle's upbringing, which definitely explains a lot. It sounds like they experienced some abuse as children, and Merle dipped out early while Daryl was still there, which can also explain, maybe some of the reasons why Merle acts the way that he acts now to other people in the world, and also why Daryl is, kind of allowing, himself to still feel somewhat attached to Merle, despite the fact that he knows he's, not the great person, and that, he's kind of, controlling him in some ways, similar to what Carol was talking about last episode. So that was interesting, and I'm wondering if we're going to learn any more about it. It was a very quick thing, he just ripped his shirt off and saw those, I guess the lashes or whatever on his back, and it was like, okay. I mean, they didn't even really explicitly say exactly what was going on, but, you could definitely kind of, figure it out. So I wonder if we'll see any more about that or learn any more about that. And I also wonder what's going to happen now with Merle back at the prison. They haven't even gotten back up there yet, obviously. But I mean, will they ever be able to work things out with Merle? I don't see how that could happen. I mean, if it could happen, if they could really just all get along and get together, obviously I support that, even though Merle has done some terrible things to all of them now. But, strength in numbers, if he really was just, really truly, regretful for it and changed his ways and became a good person, then that would be awesome. But what are the chances of that happening? I don't know. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing where we're headed with this, though. So the title of this episode was Home, and I think this episode definitely featured a lot of these characters realizing that, home, which is the place that, you're supposed to feel a little bit more safe and secure than other places, still isn't very safe. And obviously they already knew that, but they realized that with the prison, with it being attacked and then putting walkers in there, Rick realized that with his own mind. Probably before now, Rick has at least thought, well, at least I have my mind, I'm safe there, right? But no, he's not even safe from his own mind. The governor already has figured out that his home isn't as safe. And, it's had him questioning everything. Even, if we're getting even more metaphorical, Maggie, she's always felt kind of, just safe with Glenn and, has always just enjoyed being around him. But this episode, she couldn't even really find, any solace in that, if that's the right word. She couldn't find any comfort with that because Glenn was being so, bullheaded and just wanting to, go back and get that revenge. So even Maggie was looking like she felt, pretty alone. So definitely that title of Home, it feels like it tied in with a lot of these characters. And of course, Merle and Daryl, we learned more about their upbringing at their old homes. And Daryl saw, even though he loves Merle, he was definitely seeing how fundamental some of their differences are, and it looked like Daryl was about to just walk away from Merle, but obviously Merle came along with him. And I'm sure Merle has, Daryl kind of has a sense of home wrapped up in Merle. So this episode probably made these characters re-examine and, rethink about what they actually think of as home and how safe it is. So cool. Okay, well, I guess that'll cover my thoughts on this one. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And head on over to Patreon for the full uncut reaction. Weeks ahead of the YouTube schedule. Like right now, this is season 3, episode 10 on YouTube. I haven't even started season 3 yet. So pretty far ahead over on Patreon if you're interested. Till next time, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.